Can you explain exactly what neurofeedback is? Because is it a machine? Is it like software in the computer? Because you're saying, because I've heard people can do it at home.
Yes.
Is it like like an app or something you can use? I'm not exactly sure what it is.
Sure. So let me explain it. So the process itself is using the same acute EEG, but instead of using the brain with the sensors placed in the scalp, that brain computer interface, so to speak. And again, it's completely non-invasive. There's nothing emitted through these sensors into a person's brain. We're not manipulating their brainwave patterns. But basically, we're using the technology to provide the brain feedback in real time as to, again, where it's operating too high or too low. So I like to use visuals. So imagine that you're doing a neurofeedback session. And again, the great thing is in years past, we still do, of course, still run sessions in our clinic. But a lot of my clients and patients now, and I work with people throughout the world, have the ability through these new technologies to be able to do this in the convenience of their own home. And at home, we're using either a laptop or a tablet that has a amplifier that has the sensors that are placed on their scalp. And what they're doing is I'll give you an example with what we call an eyes open type neurofeedback or protocol. They're watching, and again, it doesn't matter the content of what they're watching, just something that is light and can keep them entertained for up to a half hour. What's happening during that process is the EEG is looking at the brainwave activity, and it's being processed through the amplifier in the computer software. And when the brain meets certain criteria that we've got programmed into their protocol, which is specific to their needs based on their assessments and even their acute EEG analysis, then the brain gets what we call a reward. In fact, this whole process of neurofeedback uses what we call operant conditioning. So the reward for the person will be a full bright image of the video they're watching. So imagine that you're trying to watch, say, a sitcom for a half hour. But the difference with neurofeedback is that image will go dark, not completely dark, but will get kind of dark, and then will get bright. And it will do this, what seems to be intermittently and randomly during that half hour. But it's based on what the software and hardware is calculating at that time. So basically, again, you're watching the video, and when the brain kind of falters back to its old self, its faulty wiring, the screen image goes dark. Now, the brain does not like that on a subconscious level. Now, the first couple of times a person does this, unconsciously, they're probably not going to like it either. They're trying to watch their favorite television program, a YouTube video, and the screen's going dark on them. But your brain will figure out, hey, I don't like this. What do I need to do to brighten this picture? So it's going to reorganize its neural patterns to meet the criteria that we have programmed specific to their needs. And when it does that, the screen image goes bright. Now, it may stay that way for 5 seconds. It may stay that way for a full minute or longer. But eventually the brain kind of fatigues and goes back to its faulty patterns. So the screen image again darkens. The brain again recognizes this and says, all right, I don't like this. I remember I don't like this. What did I have to do last time to get the reward, full bright picture? And it reorganizes neural networks again, screen brightness goes up. And it does this repeatedly throughout a typical half-hour session, but it doesn't stop with just one session. Just like going to the gym and developing strong muscles that you can visibly see and feel, you need to repeat doing this anywhere between 2 to 4 times a week. And that's basically how we use neuroplasticity to our advantage. And it literally rewires the brain function and even changes the structure of the brain. There's plenty of supported research and literature over the years showing just that.